Today I'm going to make this awesome gluten-free cinnamon breakfast cake, which only takes a few minutes with just a couple of simple ingredients. Anybody can do it. Okay, now we are going to put the ingredients together. The first thing you're going to need is just a package of simple gluten-free yellow cake mix. I like this Pillsbury brand. Glutino used to make a great one, but they discontinued it. So any 15 to 17 ounce package of mix, it's basically just the powder. Next you're going to need is 6 tablespoons of butter, which we're going to melt in the microwave. You're going to need 2 large eggs, 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup of buttermilk, more buttermilk for the larger mix package, and you're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, now we're going to start mixing the ingredients. We're going to pour the eggs into the buttermilk. We're going to get that butter starting to melt in the microwave there. And we're going to mix the eggs into the buttermilk. I like to mix all the liquid ingredients together. Just makes it mix better. I'm also going to mix the vanilla extract into the buttermilk egg mixture and get that nicely mixed up. This is kind of a healthy teaspoon, a little bit more than a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we are going to stir that up again and get that well mixed before we are going to pour that mixture into the batter. And we're going to give that a nice stir. And before we move on, you'll see I'm just going to fast forward through the stirring of this. And the next thing we're going to do is take the melted butter we got out of the microwave. You want it not too melted, you just want it so it's liquid, not like super liquid. And then you're going to pour that in there and you're going to stir that up. Get that all nicely mixed. You're looking for the consistency here. You want it thick because you don't want the cinnamon sugar to sink into the batter in the middle mixture. So this is the consistency you'll want. If it's too thick, put a little extra buttermilk in and make it a little bit thinner, but you want it about this consistency. Next thing you're going to do is just spray your pan, and then we're going to move on to making the topping mixture. Okay, here are the ingredients for the cinnamon topping mixture. First, you need a cup of brown sugar. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter, which we're going to melt in the microwave. We're going to need 3 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Any brand of ground cinnamon will do. Just don't use cinnamon sugar. And we just need a small mixing bowl. Okay, now we are going to mix the topping ingredients. Start with pouring the brown sugar in the bowl. Next, we are going to mix the 3 teaspoons of brown sugar, and we are going to mix that really well into the brown sugar while it's dry. They just mix much better when they're dry. If you do it after the butter, it just doesn't mix as well. So just stir it really well and you get it well mixed like this. Next, we are going to put the 2 tablespoons of butter into the cinnamon sugar mixture and get that well mixed. This will give a nice consistency for putting the cinnamon sugar mixture in the middle and on the top of the cake. Next, we're going to want to spread half of the batter mixture into the bottom of the bread pan. Now, this is a very thick mixture, so you're going to have to just be careful to spread it out nice and evenly, and it's hard to mix it and spread it in the pan because of the Pam in there. So just take your time and make a nice even layer of batter along the bottom of the pan, getting it all the way to the edges of the pan. You don't want the cinnamon mixture we're going to put in next to slide down the sides and the cracks right there. So just get it to the edges. Next, we're going to take the cinnamon sugar mixture and we're going to sprinkle about half of the mix onto the batter that we just poured in the pan. And we want to just sprinkle this in a nice even manner, trying to, keep it so like the clumps are fine. You just want to make sure that it's spread evenly and don't put too much along the edge of the pan. You want to have some gaps, but evenly spread. Okay, next we're going to spread the rest of the batter over the cinnamon mixture. Now you got to be really careful here because this batter is so thick. It is going to want to roll the sugar. So just take your time, spread the batter down in clumps, and then use your spatula to spread it evenly over the brown sugar. Just take your time to make sure you kind of seal the batter against the edge of the pan so that the next level of sugar doesn't go down the sides. Okay, now we're going to take the remainder of the brown sugar and we are going to sprinkle it again over the batter. Again, we're just going to do it. We're going to sprinkle it as evenly as possible. It's okay if there are large chunks and gaps of batter as long as it is pretty evenly mixed across the top of the batter. Don't get it too close to the edge of the sides of the pan. And there you go, ready to go into the oven. Okay, we have our oven preheated to 325 for convection ovens or 350 for regular ovens. We're going to place the cake in the middle rack in the center of the oven, and we are going to set the timer for 50 minutes. At 50 minutes, we're going to start doing our toothpick checks to see if it is done. Okay, we got the cake out of the oven after about 50 minutes. We're just going to do a wooden toothpick check in a couple of different spots, especially in the middle, to make sure it's thoroughly cooked and our pick is coming out clean. So let's cut it. Okay, I've let the cake cool for about 15 minutes and we are ready to cut it and take a look at see what it looks like inside. Just take your time pulling it out of the pan. When it's still warm, it still will want to fall apart. So just be careful pulling it out, especially that first piece kind of comes out carefully. It can sometimes split where the cinnamon is in the middle. But there it is, ready to go. Get a cup of coffee and you are ready for some awesome, yummy cinnamon cake for breakfast. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment or give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I am making these videos as editing practice in Adobe Premiere CC, but I figured why not share one of my favorite breakfast cake recipes at the same time.